everyone, it's Jen. Welcome back. So today's video, I want to talk to you a little bit about Netgalley. So back in May, I posted a video and told you what Netgalley was and everything on my Kindle that I had downloaded from Netgalley. And so I just want to do a little update as I have been preparing for my reading plans for 2025 and getting my reading journal together. This video came to mind. So, and by the way, there will be an upcoming video where I show you guys my 2025 reading journal. I'm currently working on it, so it's not quite finished yet, but I'm very excited to share my spreads with you guys a little bit later in the month. So, okay, back to Netgalley. So Netgalley, just as a really quick reminder, is anyone can join it. It's, you don't even have to join. It's just a website, netgalley.com, and you go there and you can request digital early copy of books. They're called ARCS, Advanced Reader Copies. A lot of them I get declined. I don't get a lot of my requests, but I do get some, and I feel like it's gotten a little bit better with me having a channel, which is great because then that gives me more books to read and provide back to you some content, some feedback. So I really like Netgalley. So that's what I'm going to do in this video. So back in May, I had 18 books that were on my Kindle. And then out of those 18, I've read 7. And then I'm going to tell you about the newest ones that I have been approved for. So going into 2025, you'll know everything on my Netgalley, everything on my Kindle. So the books that I've read since May, that were all Netgalley copies, were Listen for the Lie by Emmie Tintera. I gave that 5 stars. Like Mother, Like Daughter by Kimberly McCrays. This one was a disappointment. I gave it 3. The Nature of Disappearing by Kimmy Cunningham Grant. I gave that 4 stars. If Something Happens to Me by Alex Finlay. I gave that 5 stars. That was a great thriller. The Next Mrs. Parrish by Liv Constantine, which was 3. The Last One by Will Dean, which you guys know how I feel about that at this point. I think I gave it 1 star. And then God of the Woods by Liz Moore, which I gave 4 stars. So that is what I read since the last time I updated you. So I'm going to go through what I still have on my Netgalley, on my Kindle that I have not read. I'm just going to go over it briefly. I'm not going to get too much into the synopsis because I've talked about it in May's video. So I will link that below if you haven't seen that. But we have Hairpin Bridge by Taylor Adams, The Secrets of Us by Lucinda Berry, The Wilderwomen by Ruth Emmie Lange, Well-Behaved Women by Caroline Lamond, The Senator's Wife by Liv Constantine, The Heiress by Rachel Hawkins, Where the Dead Sleep by Joshua Moehling, Christmas Presents by Lisa Unger, which I'm currently reading this month, Bless Your Heart by Lindy Ryan, The Underground Library by Jennifer Ryan, The Lost Story by Meg Shaffer, Shelterwood by Lisa Wingate. I will link all those down below so that you don't have to memorize all those. And then let's talk about the 8 that are now added. And this will be everything else I have for 2024, which will help me guide my reading on my Kindle in 2025. So the first one I want to talk about is The Chamber by Will Dean. I'm a little hesitant about this one because I have loved one of his books and, I've hated one of his books. I'm going to be looking down at my computer a little bit here just to kind of remind myself what all these books are about. Okay, so in The Chamber, we have 6 experienced saturation divers that are locked inside a hyperbaric chamber. So calm and professional, they know that rapid decompression would be fatal, and so they work in shifts, breathing helium and surviving in hot, close quarters. Then one of them is found dead in his bunk. With 4 days of decompression to go before the locked hatch to the chamber can be safely opened, the group must watch one another's backs at all times. And when another diver is discovered unresponsive, everyone is on edge. What or who is taking them one by one? So this one's going to be claustrophobic. We're going to have a lot of paranoia in this one. Obviously, it's a locked room mystery, if you will. So it sounds really good. So I'm a little bit hesitant, but after reading the synopsis again, I remember why I requested this. It sounds good. So we shall see. It's going to be like a tiebreaker book for me as far as Will Dean is concerned. The next one is Under Her Spell by K.L. Cerra. This was actually the first book that a publisher reached out to me. It came via email, but it was linked through Netgalley, as the only way I can explain it. And so I said yes. It's got a really pretty cover. I'll pop that up for you guys. And Under Her Spell by K.L. Cerra, we are following a woman who returns to her hometown to investigate her childhood friend's disappearance. I love that trope. So on the surface, Liv Edwards has a near perfect life. But then everything starts to kind of, this polished facade starts to threaten and crack when she gets an arrival of a letter from her childhood best friend, Sam, with a chilling message. It's folded in the shape of a heart, like the notes they passed in high school. Oh my God, I totally remember doing that. Do you guys remember doing that? And then the note says, I need help. Liv is still haunted by what she did to destroy her friendship with Sam. High school was hard enough without having to start over in a new town, but with Sam, Liv grew into herself like never before. Now Liv resolves to do right by Sam, except when she returns to her small New England hometown, she is too late. Sam has disappeared, and clues suggest foul play. I don't want to keep reading. This trope is not something that is new. I have heard this trope before, return home, missing friend, mysterious letter, all of it. But it's I'm going to give it a try. It doesn't have too many ratings on here, so maybe I'll love it and it will help the author out as well. Okay, the next one, which I was hoping to pick up in October but never happened, was Best Hex Ever by Nadia El-Fassi, maybe? A kitchen witch with a penchant for baking. And we have Cursed Love in here. She meets someone who's finally worth breaking a hex in the sweet and spicy debut romance. It's a very cute cover as well. I really enjoyed this cover. So we're following Dina Whitlock, who is a skilled kitchen witch. She runs her very own London cafe, serving magic-infused pastries for her local loyal customers. Only a few friends seem to know that she has magical abilities, and that she has a hex that's plaguing her love life. Then you're following Scott Mason. He's back from traveling the world and is excited to begin his new job as a curator of a British museum. So after leaving London to heal from a brutal breakup 2 years ago, Scott now only realizes how much he missed out on. Now that his best friend's wedding is right around the corner, Scott is determined to be the most amazing best man ever, but he doesn't expect to be bewitched by the maid of honor, who also happens to be the owner of his new favorite cafe, and maybe a witch. So this sounds really cute. Looks like it's going to be a fun romance for fall, and maybe I'll pick it up next fall. So that's the Best Hex Ever. Okay. Next one is another Alex Finlay book. I love me some Alex Finlay. If you guys haven't picked up anything by him, you can really pick any title and enjoy it. This one is called Parents' Weekend. There we go. Sorry. Okay. So it's another mystery thriller by him. It's going to be suspenseful. It's going to be a page turner, if I'm guessing. It says, in the glow of their children's exciting first year of college at a small private school in Northern California, 5 families plan on a night of dinner and cocktails for the opening festivities of Parents' Weekend. As the parents stay out way past their bedtimes, their kids, 5 residents of Campisi Hall, never show up at dinner. So at first, everyone just thinks they're just being college students, being irresponsible, forgetting, skipping out of the party, not wanting to hang out with their parents. But then as hours click by, another night falls with not so much as a text from the students, and now the parents are starting to panic. Soon, campus police call in reinforcements, there's search parties sent out, reporters are coming to this town. Rumors are swirling and questions arise. So we're following Libby, Blaine, Mark, Felix, and Stella. They are podcasters, bloggers, and TikTok sleuths and it says, what led them out on the fateful night? Could it be the sins of their mothers and fathers come to cause them peril or a threat to the friend group from within? So we have multiple viewpoints in this one. It says, the return of FBI Special Agent Sarah Keller from Every Last Fear and the Night Shift. Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize that. We got dysfunctional family, a friend group, mystery, podcast. Looks like amateur sleuths, all of that sounds amazing. So that's Alex Finley's Parent Weekend. I'm excited to pick that one up. Okay, the next one is The Staircase in the Woods by Chuck Wendig. So this one isn't out until April. This one's going to be more on the horror side. I'm sure it'll be thrilling. I'm sure there'll be a mystery, but he definitely dabbles into horror. I love this cover. There's literally a staircase in the woods, so that's perfect, but it just looks super creepy. We're following 5 high school friends that have created this oath to protect each other no matter what. They go on a camping trip in the middle of the forest. They find a mysterious staircase to nowhere. One friend walks up and never comes back down, and then the staircase disappears. 20 years later, the staircase has reappeared. Now the group returns to find the lost boy and what lies beyond the staircase in the woods. Tell me that doesn't sound super intriguing and super creepy. He wrote the Book of Accidents, which I really enjoyed. So I have high hopes for this one. And again, that doesn't come out till April 29th. Okay. The next one I'm really excited about because, as you already know, it's one of my most anticipated of 2025. Coming out January 14th is What Happened to the McCrays by Tracey Lange. I have loved both of her books that she's come up with and I've read. They're both very family drama oriented, and I love it. This one we're following Kyle McCray. He gets word that his dad is suffering from a stroke, and so he returns home to New York. He's not expecting a warm welcome visit. He left abruptly and suddenly 2 years ago, abandoning people who depended on his father, his employees, his friends, not to mention Casey, his wife of 16 years, who is a beloved teacher in the town. So he plans to lay low, try to help his dad, and get back out of there. The longer he's home, though, the more Kyle starts to understand the impact that his departure has had on the people he's left behind. When he's presented with an opportunity for redemption, as the coach of a middle school hockey team, he begins to find compassion in unexpected places. Kyle even considers staying in Potsdam, which is in New York, but that's only possible if he and Casey can come to some kind of peace with each other. So full of love and hope, this takes an ultimate look at both sides of a failed marriage and 2 people who must finally confront the awful pain of their past or risk being consumed by it. This one sounds amazing. I can't wait to read this one. Okay, the next one coming out not until March 25th of 2025 is Witness 8 by Steve Cavanagh. So I haven't read too many Steve Cavanagh. I've read 2 by him and really enjoyed him. This one's going to be a crime thriller with some mystery in it, and it takes place in, upper class Manhattan, it says. Ruby is now working as a maid in the types of houses that she used to live in. So she used to be a former resident of this really rich area in Manhattan, and now she's a maid. Working in these homes. So unassuming, she sees everyone's dirty secrets from the inside of their beautiful brownstones. But when Ruby witnesses a murder, she has wicked plans in mind that don't involve telling the authorities the truth. We're following Eddie Flynn, who's been in other Steve Cavanagh books before. He is an ex-con artist turned defense attorney. He's working in New York City, and he decides to take the case of John Jackson. So his case looks pretty hopeless. He is has the gun that killed his neighbor was found with his DNA on it in his own home. Flynn has his unconventional team use every trick they can to find out how to keep this innocent man from being locked up. But to save his client's life, Eddie must first protect his own, as the scariest organized criminals in the city are out for his head. It says perfect for fans of Lisa Joel and Megan Miranda. Definitely his books are page-turning. He's a great writer as far as the mystery thriller being blended really well with the court procedural part of it. And so, yeah, I'm excited about that one. And again, when did that come out? March. So that one's a March one. The next one, which I was super shocked I got access to, was Witchcraft for Wayward Girls. It's by Grady Hendrix. It's his newest one. It comes out in January. I love the cover on this. Raise your hand if you had a lava lamp at some point in your childhood. They're now cool again. My daughter asked for one last year, so she has one now too. But back to the book. So I was excited to get this. I'm sure it's going to be great. I don't give Grady Hendrix books 5 stars all the time, but they're always such a unique and very enjoyable reading experience. You just don't know what he's going to do, which makes it very unique reading his books, and unique in a good way. Let's see, what's this one about? So we are following loose girls who grew up too fast, who were sent to the Wellwood home in St. Augustine, Florida, where unwed mothers are hidden by their families to have their babies in secret, give them up for adoption, and most important of all, to forget any of it ever happened. So you're following 15-year-old Fern. She arrives at home in the summer of 1970, terrified, alone, and pregnant. So under the watchful eye of the stern Miss Wellwood, she meets a dozen other girls in the same predicament. There's Rose, a hippie who insists she's going to find a way to help her to keep her baby and escape to a commune. Zinnia, a budding musician who knows she's going to go home and marry her baby's father. And Holly, a wisp of a girl, barely 14, oh God, mute and pregnant by no one knows who. So everything the girls eat, every moment of their day, everything they're allowed to talk about is being controlled. It's a very strict environment. There's lots of rules. They don't have a moment to themselves, it sounds like. Then they meet Fern. Then Fern meets a librarian, who gives her an occult book about witchcraft. And power is in the hands of the girls for the first time in their lives. But power can destroy as easily as it creates, and it's never given freely. There's always a price to be paid, and it's usually paid in blood. So this sounds really good. I really enjoyed some of his books I've read already. Again, they're unique and different, but in a good way. Okay, well, thanks again for watching, you guys. Happy reading, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.